Yes, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all South India student. How are you? Hope so. You are good. I'm also good. Good evening to all of you. Good evening to all of you. So, guys, in the last lecture, we have completed with the trust topic. Hope so. You have completed the question of the trust as well as there was a test paper number 12. I think there was a test paper number 12 related to trust that also you have completed. I hope so. So, guys, today we will start with the another topic. And today we will study appeal and revision. Appeal and revision. Appeal and revision. So today we are going to start with the appeal and revision. So all people, and from today's you will get lecture in the open mode also, like live student. So appeal and revision. Shiva did the homework also, very nice. As well as you completed that paper also, or what? Accreted income, that two questions were there for the 15 marks, as well as the 10 marks MCQs was also there. Yes, people. So let's start with the appeal and revision. So guys, today we are going to start with one topic. That topic is appeal and revision. Now, how many marks will be covered by this topic? Approx 4 marks. Approx 4 marks means 4 marks will be covered by this topic. Guys, ICI has given the weightage of the topic wise, means segment wise weightage is given by the ICI. I'm just showing you the topic wise weightage is given by the ICI. So we can check the direct text, that is paper number 3rd. Direct text is paper number 3rd or paper number 4? I think paper number 4. 3rd is the audit. Now paper number 4. So direct text, this is your paper number 4, 100 mark paper. ICI has given the weightage of this particular segment. So guys, if you see what they have mentioned, that first part is like 40 to 45%. And when you calculate for the percentage, then always calculate on the 120 marks, because ICI will ask you paper for the 120 marks. 20 marks there will be a optional, obviously. So you will get the 120 marks paper. So as per 120 marks, you can bifurcate the marks. So 120 marks. And guys, in the 120 marks, 40 to 45%, we will take the average of both, 42.5%. So we will take the 42.5%. It comes to the 51 marks. Your 51 marks will be covered from the computation part. Computation part means your volume 1 of the compact. In simple word, I can say that part 1 of the compact. So in part 1 of the compact, what we have covered the capital gain, PGBP, after that other sources, MAT, AMT, SEZ, business trust, investment funds, securitization trust, as well as the charitable religious trust and political parties. So this is going to be covered for the 51 marks in your examination. So you can say that the major component will be from the computation part, and that is the very easy part for all of you. I think you have did fantastic job in the first volume. Because in first volume, you did the homework also, PGBP, all the question you have completed. I think there were a 51 question from the PGBP, that total income. So guys, if you see, that is comprehensive computation of income tax liability of the companies and other entities under the alternative taxation regime, under the Income Tax Act 1961, to optimize the general provision under the Act, computation of total income tax liability of the companies as well as the other entity, a special taxation regime under the Act of companies and other entity, and optimization of tax liability of the companies and other entities. So in simple word, your computation of total income tax liability, including alternative taxation regime, that will be covered your 20 to 23% weightage, because here they mention that out of 40-45, 20% to 23% weightage of the item number 1 only. So guys, this computation part is going to cover approx 22%. So if you calculate the 22% of the 120 marks, 22%, it comes to the 26 marks. So I already told you that alternative taxation regime as well as your alternative taxation regime and PGBP, that total income computation question is going to cover the 20 marks. So 26 marks will be from this part. And remaining your 25 marks will be from this topic. That is point number 2. A special provision relating to the charitable and religious trust. Yes, just we did this topic. And political parties, electoral trust, business trust, securitization trust, investment fund, and other fund and trust. So guys, this is going to be covered approx 20 marks in your examination. So short, you will get the charitable and religious trust question for the 7-8 marks. After that, there may be a like business trust, investment fund, securitization trust. So this concept you will, as well as the anti-avoidance provision under the act and provision to address the tax challenges in the digitalization. Here they cover the equalization levy. That equalization levy topic we have covered in the international taxation, but here they cover the provision to address the tax challenges on the digitalization. Under this concept, they cover the equalization levy as well as that VDA topic, virtual digital asset. So this is going to be covered approx 20 marks. So guys, this part in simple word I can say that out of your 120 marks paper, 51 marks will be from this part. And this is the very interesting part, as well as you can score the out of 51, at least you can score the 45 to 40 marks from this segment only. Because this is the computation part now, and this is the computation part means you can score the very nice marks. After that, second is related to the computation part. We'll discuss computation part later, but third part is related to international taxation. That is your volume 2 of the compact. And guys, this will cover the 30 to 35 marks if I take the average of the 32 marks also. So in the 120 marks paper, if I take the 32%, it comes to the 38 marks. So 38 marks are going to be covered from the international taxation, and I'm sure that out of 38 also, like 15 marks will be from the transfer pricing. At least 15 marks you will get from the transfer pricing. After that, 10 marks approx will be from the DTAA topic. After that, non-resident taxation, there will be a 10 marks approx. Advanced ruling, there will be a 4-5 marks. And this 3 small topic, that topic is still remaining, as well as 1 lecture of the non-resident also remaining. So this a small topic will cover the 5 to 6 marks in the examination. So how this they will cover the approx 37 to 38 marks. So in the volume 2 will be for the 35 marks, you can say that. So volume 2 is a very small volume of the compact. Just you cover that, you will get the 35 to 38 marks in the examination. And last part is, this is the last part, whatever we are doing, this is the third volume. So in third volume, weightage is not that much. But guys, in the third volume, what they cover in the third part. One is the deduction, collection and recovery of the taxes. That is your TDS topic. So TDS topic, after that income tax authority and assessment procedure, I have covered both the topic in the assessment procedure only. After that, appeals and revision, today we will cover. Dispute resolution, mostly tomorrow or day after tomorrow we will cover. Provision for counter unethical tax practices, including that Black Money Act as well as the your penalty, offense and prosecution, miscellaneous provision and the tax audit. This everything will be covered approx 25 marks. So 25 marks, if I take the 120 marks paper also, 25 marks comes to the 30 marks. But guys, out of this 30 marks, you know that your 10 to 12 marks, approx 12 marks will be from the TDS TCS only. Because maximum component will be from the TDS TCS. So maximum component will be covered from the TDS TCS. So in the 30 marks, if I take the 30 marks of this segment out of the 120 marks, then obviously out of 30 marks, 1/3 will be from the TDS TCS. Because TDS TCS, they will cover approx 10 to 12 marks in the examination. After that, assessment procedure and income tax authority, they may cover the 6 to 7 marks, approx 6 marks. Appeal and revision, today we will do, that is for the 4 marks. After that, the Black Money Act, it will cover the 5 mark question from the Black Money, we will do that. As well as the tax audit, they will cover the 5 marks question, and miscellaneous provision, they will cover the 5 mark question. So this way they will complete 30 marks. And obviously, like this is on the based on the 120 marks paper, and in 120 marks paper, this how you can get the marks. So my request or suggestion to all of you, okay, your strong part should be always, one is the first part should be very strong. This first part should be very strong, like alternative taxation regime, PGBP, computation. After that, this small topic, business trust, investment fund, securitization trust, MAT, AMT, SEZ. This include deduction and clubbing and all small topic also. So this part should be very strong part. because this part will give you the good marks. After that, international taxation part, it should be very good because at least this will cover the 30 marks in the examination. So this part should be very strong. And on the third part, this part should be strong. But guys, in this TDS TCS is obviously on the priority basis. And after that, this is small topic. But on this small topic, including assessment procedure and all, you will not give more time. Then also it's okay. Because mostly the question, because in examination, whenever there will be a paper, then one question you have to skip in the optional. So you can skip some part of this part, but obviously don't do that. Okay, that is just today I'm discussing what will be the total coverage in your examination from this is the weightage page. It is given on the ICI website. So if you wish to check the all subject weightage, so then you can check it. Okay, you can check all the subject weightage. You can check it. Done. Now today we will start with the appeal and revision. Yes, people, good morning to all of you. Good morning, good evening. Yes, people, done. Tarun Raghav. Today Tarun Raghav is online. Oh, it's Tarun Raghav. First time I heard his name. I think he attended some lecture. Yeah, good evening to all of you. And Rao, good evening. Yes, people. So today we are going to start with one topic that is called appeal and revision. In the examination, this topic is going to cover 4 to 5 marks in the examination. Okay. So now guys, 4 to 5 marks this topic will cover in your examination. So appeal and revision. First we will discuss about the appeal. After that we will discuss about the revision. So guys, lawmaker says that suppose if any assessing officer pass the order, means if any assessing officer pass the order, means generally assessment order under section 143(3) or 144 or 147. Like 3 type of assessment we have discussed, that is a scrutiny assessment, bad judgment assessment, and income escaping assessment. So AO pass any order, or suppose AO had generated any intimation. Intimation means either your 143(1) that normal intimation or TDS TCS intimation. So any intimation. Or guys, if AO pass any order or intimation and if assessee is not satisfied, with the order or intimation of assessing officer, then assessee can file the appeal. And here guys, your first level of appeal is always a CIT appeal. Your first level of appeal is a CIT appeal. CIT appeal means commissioner appeal. This is known as the CIT appeal. Now guys, with effect from 1st April 2023, means from this year only, they have made certain amendment here. And they made certain amendment and they are saying that suppose if this order or intimation, if this is passed by the assessing officer, below the rank of the JC, means this order is passed by the below the rank of the JC, means this order is passed by either ITO or ACDC. ITO or ACDC. ITO means income tax officer, AC means assistant commissioner, DC means deputy commissioner. So if order is passed by the ITO ACDC, then guys, assessee will file the appeal to the joint commissioner appeal. Now this joint commissioner appeal, this appeal is started from this year only, and this is the first year. Means from the 1st April 2023, they have started with the joint commissioner appeal. So if order is passed by the assessing officer and that assessing officer is a ITO or assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner, then you can file the appeal to the joint commissioner appeal. And guys, if order is passed by the any officer of the rank of the JC, or suppose any officer passed the order with the approval of the JC, then guys, you will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. you will file the CIT appeal. So here guys, I can say that either you will file the appeal at the JC appeal or the CIT appeal. So first level of appeal is a JC appeal or CIT appeal. Now you have to check that, because whenever in your office you get any order now, then you have to check that this order is passed by which officer. If that order is passed by any ITO or assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner, then you will file the appeal at JC appeal, that is joint commissioner appeal. This is the new post created from this year only. And guys, if order is passed by the assessing officer of the JC level or any below officer but with the approval of the joint commissioner, then you will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. You will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. So now you have to check that where you will file the appeal. If your order is passed by ITO, ACDC, then JC appeal. Otherwise, you will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. Now, when you file the appeal at the JC appeal or CIT appeal, now sir, question is that what is the time limit to file the appeal? So guys, time limit to file the appeal is a 30 days. 30 days means whenever you receive the order of the assessing officer or this joint commissioner obviously. So here assessing officer order is received by the assessee. From the date of receipt of order, within 30 days you will file the appeal to the JC appeal or CIT appeal. Normally order. But guys, suppose in your order, if there is any demand, then obviously you will get the demand notice. In your order, suppose if there is a tax payable or interest payable or penalty payable, then you will get the demand notice. Then guys, this 30 days time limit will be calculated from the date of receiving of demand notice. In the practical life, what happened? In the practical life, normally your assessment order and demand notice you will get on the same day. Normally in the practical life, your assessment order and demand notice you will get on the same day. Then also they mention that from the date of receipt of the demand notice. So if you receive the demand notice, then from the date of receiving the demand notice, within 30 days, you have to make the appeal to the CIT appeal or joint commissioner appeal. Now, one more point. Suppose for an example, if you receive the intimation under section 143(1) or TDS TCS intimation, then remember this intimation is always be treated as deemed to be a demand notice. Because in intimation, you know that on the last line, it is clearly mentioned that this intimation is treated as deemed to be demand notice. So intimation is going to be treated as deemed to be demand notice. Intimation is going to be treated as deemed to be demand notice. Now guys, suppose if you file the appeal to the joint commissioner appeal or CIT appeal and they have given the judgment. Now when they have given the judgment and either assessee or department is not satisfied. Suppose assessee or a department is not satisfied, then what will happen? So guys, if assessee or department is not satisfied, then second level appeal will be the EDay appeal. EDay means Income Tax Appellate Tribunal appeal. That is called tribunal appeal or tribunal appeal. So EDay appeal is a second level appeal, that is called your EDay appeal, or you can say that second level appeal. Now guys, suppose EDay gave the judgment. If EDay gave the judgment and in EDay order, if there is a question of fact, suppose if there is a question of fact or there is a question of law. If there is a question of fact, then EDay order is the last order, or you can say that there is the end. So if there is a question of fact, EDay is a last fact finding authority. EDay is a last fact finding authority. So in case of the EDay, if the question of fact, then EDay is a last fact finding authority. EDay is last. You cannot appeal to the High Court or Supreme Court. But guys, if there is a question of law, then you can appeal, or a department can appeal to the High Court, and after that you can appeal to the Supreme Court. But Supreme Court is a last level appellate authority in India. So Supreme Court order will be treated as final order, or it is treated as the law of land. Supreme Court order is basically treated as a law of land. Supreme Court order is basically treated as a law of land. Law of land means that order is a final order. You cannot appeal against the Supreme Court order. This is treated as law of land. Till the time law has not changed, it will be treated as law. So what we have discussed till now, try to understand. If AO pass any order or any intimation, and guys, from this order or intimation, assessee is not satisfied, and assessee is not satisfied, and guys, if AO was the ITO ACDC, then assessee will file the appeal to the JC appeal. Otherwise, assessee will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. Now here filing time is a 30 days. Within 30 days you have to file the appeal. But guys, if there is a delay due to the genuine reason, then your appeal delay can be condoned by the JC appeal or CIT appeal. If order of JC appeal or CIT appeal is received and assessee or department is not satisfied, they will file appeal to the ITAT appeal. And guys, ITAT appeal filing time limit is a 60 days. Means within the 60 days from the date of receipt of the order, they will file the appeal to the ITAT. And after ITAT, High Court appeal, and High Court appeal time limit is a 120 days. Means within the 120 days you will file the appeal to the High Court. And guys, after High Court, 90 days is a time limit to file the appeal to the Supreme Court. So what are the time limit here? Time limit is a 30 days, 60 days, 120 days and 90 days. That is the time limit to file the appeal. But now there is a question, sir, you are saying that if there is a question of fact, then ITAT is a last fact finding authority. But question of law, then you can file appeal to the High Court as well as the Supreme Court. But question is that what is the meaning of question of law and question of fact? Guys, question of fact means if something is exist or not exist. If something is exist or not exist, that is called your question of fact. Now, what is the question of law? Question of law means there is a question on the any law point. That is called question of law. I can take an example. Try to understand. Suppose for an example, you have claimed one expenditure you have claimed in the P&L debit side, and there is an expenditure bill. Now, this bill is a bogus bill or this bill is a right bill. This bill is a bogus bill or this bill is a right bill. Means this bill is a bogus bill or this is the like false bills or true bill. Just to check it, that is the question of fact. Because that bill, something is exist or not exist, that you have to check. That is called question of fact. Like you have one bill, now department says that this bill is a bogus bill. You are saying that no, this is the true bill. To check that, to verify this is called your question of fact. But what is the question of law? For an example, you have incurred certain expenditure. That expenditure you have incurred, but that is a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Suppose you are saying that it is a revenue expenditure, department says that it is a capital expenditure. To check that is called your question of law. So question of law means something there is a like debatable issue or something there is a point on the law. There is a point like debatable point on the law. That is called question of law. And question of fact means something is exist or not exist. That is called your question of fact. For an example, I took one example, like whatever, your bill is a bogus bill or true bill, that is the question of fact. Now, second is a like law question is your expenditure is a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure, that is the question of law. Now guys, for an example, you have constructed one road in your factory. Now that road construction cost is a question, like road construction cost is a revenue expenditure or capital expenditure. That cost is a revenue expenditure or capital expenditure. Just to check that is called your question of law. But suppose if you incur the expenditure or not incur the expenditure, that is a question of fact. But that expenditure is a revenue expenditure or capital expenditure, that is the question of law. If there is a question of law, then only you can file appeal to the High Court or Supreme Court. Otherwise, ITAT is a last fact finding authority. So let's start with your book. And in your book, appeal and revision topic is given. We will discuss from the book. Directly check your book, and that is page number, I think, page number 78. Now, what is given in the page number 78? So all people pay attention. First appeal. Appeal to the Joint Commissioner appeal or a Commissioner appeal. So either CIT appeal or JC appeal. So here again and again I will tell you, appeal to the Joint Commissioner appeal, I will say it JC appeal. And for the CIT appeal, Commissioner appeal, I will call it CIT appeal. Okay. Now JC appeal or CIT appeal, there is a section 246 to 251. Now there is a section 246 subsection 1. This section is introduced by this year only. Now what this section says? This section says that appealable order against the JC appeal. So on or after 1/4/2023, assessee aggrieved by the following order of AO. But AO is a below the rank of the Joint Commissioner, may appeal to the Joint Commissioner appeal. Now guys, Joint Commissioner and Joint Commissioner appeal is a different. On the first day I have discussed that. Okay, CIT and CIT appeal is a different. Both are having the different function. So only JC is written. That is the Joint Commissioner is the assessing officer. But suppose JC appeal is written, then appeal is a different. He is a judge. So JC appeal and JC is a different here. So any order pass below the rank of the JC, then you will file the appeal to the JC appeal. Now next part. Either order passed by AO under section 143.3 or 144 or 147, I can say that odd assessment order passed by the ACDC or ITO. Second is an intimation under section 143.1 or 200A or 206CB, that is called intimation, normal intimation or TDS TCS intimation. Third is a rectification order under section 154 or 155, so if there is any rectified order. Next is an order under section 201 or 206C 6A, that is related to assessee in default in case of TDS TCS not deducted or not collected. So suppose if you have not deducted the TDS or not collected the TDS, then you will be treated as assessee in default if there is that order or any order of the penalty. So in simple word guys, just you can remember that any order or intimation, and if this is generated by any order, any officer below the rank of the JC, then you will file the appeal to the Joint Commissioner Appeal. Now one more point guys, suppose for an example any order is passed by the ITO, but here order is passed by the ITO with the approval of the JC, then guys you will not file the appeal to the JC appeal. Here you will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. So what I am saying that if any order is passed by the officer below the rank of the JC but with the approval of the JC, then you will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. So here one note is given, try to understand. If above order are passed with the prior approval of IT authority above the rank of the DC, above the rank of the DC means JC or higher level officer, then appeal cannot be filed to the JC appeal. In this case, appeal will be filed to the CIT appeal. So guys, this order are going to be challenged at the JC appeal and all remaining order of the AO will be challenged at the CIT appeal. Now, which order will be challenged at CIT appeal? Try to understand. So next section is a 246A, that is appealable order before the CIT appeal. So here, order passed by AO under section 143.3, 144 or 147, that is assessment order. And guys, this order is passed by the Joint Commissioner. This order is passed by the Joint Commissioner. Then you will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. Or any intimation under section 143.1, 200A or 206CB. Or any rectified order under section 154 or 155. Or order where assessee deny his liability to the assessed under the act. Means suppose if there is any order in which assessee says that I should not be taxable under the Income Tax Act, means Income Tax Act should not be applicable for me. That is called order where assessee deny his liability to be assessed under the act. So if there is that order passed by the assessing officer, directly you will file appeal to the CIT appeal. And after that they have given the various order, that is any order of the AO under section 92CD. 92CD is basically that under APPA, advanced pricing agreement in the transfer pricing, and due to advanced pricing agreement, suppose AO pass the assessment order, then that is called your 92CD order. And after that some sections are given, there is no need to remember the section, and as well as the penalty order. There is no need to remember the section, just remember that if any order or intimation is generated by the officer of the joint level officer, or any below officer but with the approval of the Joint Commissioner or any higher authority, in this particular case you will file the appeal to the CIT appeal. Now guys, this JC appeal, this concept is started from 1st April 2023 only. Now this concept is started from 1st April 2023, but guys, in the last year, for an example, there was one case where ITO has passed one order, means ITO pass one order, and that order is received by BB, means I have received the order. ITO means income tax officer has passed one order, I have received that order. And guys, ITO passed the order, I have received that order, so directly I have filed the appeal to the CIT appeal, because earlier there was concept of CIT appeal. Now my appeal is pending at CIT appeal, but now new system says that in case of the ITO order, you should file the appeal to the JC appeal. But I already filed the appeal to the CIT appeal. Now question is that can CBDT transfer my case to the JC appeal from the CIT appeal or not? Answer is yes. After giving opportunity of being heard, guys, if CBDT want, then CBDT may transfer your case from the CIT appeal to the JC appeal, because your appeal is live with the JC appeal. So your case may be transferred from the CIT appeal to the JC appeal, but after giving the opportunity of being heard, means here new officer will give you the opportunity of the reheard. So here what they have mentioned, that where any appeal is filed against the order under section 246(1), against this order, you have already filed your appeal to the CIT appeal, because earlier there was no difference between JC appeal and CIT appeal. So here is pending at a CIT appeal level. CBDT or authorized IT authority may transfer such appeal to the JC appeal, and JC appeal may then proceed with such appeal or a matter from the stage at which it was before it was so transferred. So here guys, like that new officer will commence the work from the level at which that earlier officer left. So in simple word, I can say that suppose CIT appeal has did some work of 40%, then remaining work will be done by the JC appeal. So here what this last line says, that JC appeal may then proceed with such appeal and matter from the stage at which it was before it was so transfer. Now question is that is vice versa is possible or not? Suppose one appeal is pending at JC appeal and CBDT wants that suppose now we want to transfer this appeal at the CIT appeal. So can they do that? Answer is yes, they can do that also. So here CBDT or authorized IT authority may transfer any appeal which is pending before the JC appeal to the CIT appeal. So here guys, this appeal may be transferred from the JC appeal to the CIT appeal. Now next part. Where an appeal is transferred, then appellant shall given an opportunity of being reheard. So whenever appeal is transferred from the CIT appeal to JC appeal or JC appeal to the CIT appeal, they will give you the opportunity of being reheard. Reheard opportunity means that whatever you explain to the earlier commissioner, like a joint commissioner or the commissioner, so new officer will tell you that you want any opportunity of being reheard on any matter, then you can ask that yes, I want the opportunity of being reheard. Then he will heard you again. He will heard you from the any point which is already concluded, but he will listen you. That is called opportunity of being reheard. Now next question is, sir, till what time we should file the appeal? So I already explained you that CIT appeal or JC appeal you should file within 30 days from the date of receipt of the demand notice. In case of if there is any demand and all, and if there is no demand, then obviously 30 days from the date of receipt of any assessment order or any type of order where there is no demand. So all people pay attention. So JC appeal or CIT appeal can be filed only by the assessee only. That is called your first appeal within the 30 days from the date of the receipt of demand notice. So when you receive the demand notice, then from 30 days you have to file the appeal in case of assessment or penalty, or date of receipt of any order or intimation in case of other cases. Means suppose if there is no demand, then whenever you will receive the order or intimation, from that day within 30 days you will file the appeal. But however, delay can be condoned by the joint commissioner appeal or the CIT appeal. So if they feel that there is a genuine reason, then delay can be condoned. So in the practical life, what happened, normally within 30 days if you could not file the appeal, then you always write that SSC was not well, SSC was admitted in the hospital, so due to that he could not file the appeal within 30 days. So that can be a genuine reason. So if it is a genuine reason and CIT or JC appeal think that it is a genuine reason, then they may allow the appeal after 30 days also. Now next part. Sir, how we will file the appeal at the JC appeal or CIT appeal? So guys, to file the appeal at JC appeal or CIT appeal, there is a one form, and that is the form number 35. There is a one form, and that is the form number 35. There is a one form, that is the form number 35. Means you have to file the form number 35. You have to file the form number 35. Now guys, this form number 35 is one main document, you can say that, which you have to file. That is the form number 35. I'm just showing you the form number 35. So here form number 35. Form number 35. Form number 35. So this is the form number 35 PDF, form number 35 appeal. Form number 35. Yeah, this is the form number 35. So guys, here, this is the form number 35. Now in this particular form, you have to file the appeal to the Joint Commissioner Appeal or the Commissioner of Income Tax Appeal. So JC Appeal or CIT Appeal, because in the first line it is given appeal to the Joint Commissioner Appeal, JC Appeal or CIT Appeal will be filed in this form. Now first, they will write your first, you have to write your first name, middle name, last name, your permanent account number, as well as like your detail, Aadhaar number and all, everything you have to mention here. Now guys, you have to mention that against which order or intimation you are filing the appeal. So, and you have to give the copy of order also. You have to give the copy of order also. You have to give the copy of order also. You have to give the copy of order, means you have to attach the copy of order against this particular order we are filing the appeal at the CIT appeal or JC appeal. Now one more point, guys, if your appeal is already pending, means earlier year if appeal is already pending, then also you have to mention here कि our earlier year appeal is already pending with the JC appeal or CIT appeal. You have to mention here कि your earlier year appeal is already pending. After that, guys, there are two very like you can say that the two very important two aspects you have to submit in the appeal. One is your statement of fact and one is your grounds of appeal. Now there is a difference between a statement of fact and grounds of appeal, and here they mention that a statement of fact you should be write in the brief only, not exceeding the 1000 words. So maximum 1000 words you can write about the statement of fact. Now what is the statement of fact? A statement of fact means just you have to mention about your case, means what is your issue exactly. What is your issue? What is your issue? That is called your statement of fact. Means for an example, suppose in my case one expenditure is disallowed by the in my case suppose one expenditure is disallowed. For an example, one expenditure is disallowed. So guys, I have to give the fact that I have filed the return and assessing officer disallowed this expenditure. So this is called my fact. So just you have to present your fact within the 1000 words. That is called your statement of fact. And guys, along with the statement of fact, you have to give the grounds of appeal also. Now, what do you mean by the grounds of appeal? At each ground not exceeding the 100 words. So within the 100 word, you have to present your grounds. That is called grounds of appeal. Grounds of appeal means basically just ground means basis of appeal. Ground means basis. On what basis you are filing the appeal? Means what you can say that what basis you are filing the appeal. That is called grounds of appeal. I can take an example. Grounds of appeal, normally you will give the reference of the case laws. You will give the reference of the case laws. Suppose there is a Punjab and Haryana High Court judgment, and that judgment says that this expenditure should be allowed. So in our case also this expenditure should be allowed. That is the grounds of appeal. Means on what basis you have filed the appeal. That is called your grounds of appeal. Or guys, one more case law, suppose you are having the Karnataka High Court judgment. So you will give the reference of the Karnataka High Court judgment. Sir, in this particular judgment, they have allowed this expenditure. So in our case also, this expenditure should be allowed. That is called your grounds of appeal. So here grounds of appeal means, on what basis you are filing the appeal. Means what is the base on which you are filing the appeal. So that is called your ground of appeal. So you have understood the difference between statement of fact and ground of appeal. Answer is yes. Answer is yes. Now what is the difference between statement of fact means just you have to present your fact. Means what is the exactly your case. Just you have to present your case, your fact. That is called a statement of fact. And grounds of appeal means on what basis you are filing the appeal. On what basis you are filing the appeal? Sir, these are the four bases on which we are filing the appeal. Just you have to give the reference of the another case laws which are in your support. So there are some case law which are in your support. Just you have to give the reference of those case laws. That is called your grounds of appeal. You understood or not? Yes. Now after that you have to give the detail of the fees also, because there will be a filing fees. There will be filing fees, and along with that, guys, here you have to mention whether there is a delay in filing appeal, because appeal has to be filed within 30 days. So suppose if there is a delay, answer is yes. If there is a delay, then you have to give the reason also why that delay. Now you have to pay the fees also. Question is that what is the fees to file the appeal at CIT appeal or JC appeal? Guys, if your assessed income is up to 1 lakh rupees, your assessed income is up to 1 lakh rupees, then fees is a 250 rupees. Means only 250 rupees is a fees. So if your assessed income is up to 1 lakh rupees, then your fees is only 250 rupees. If your assessed income is more than 1 lakh, up to 2 lakh, then your fees is a 500 rupees. And if your assessed income is more than 2 lakh, normally your assessed income is more than 2 lakh, then your filing fees is a 1000. So in the practical life, we always says that 1000 is a appeal filing fees in case of CIT appeal. So you have to pay the 1000 rupees. And suppose if your appeal is not related to any assessed income, appeal is related to some other reason. Suppose for an example, they have put some penalty, or suppose they treat you assessee in default. So if appeal is related to any other reason, then guys your filing fees will be the 250 rupees. So what is the filing fees? So in case of if your assessed income is up to 1 lakh rupees, then appeal filing fees is 250. If your assessed income is more than 1 lakh up to 2 lakh, then 500 rupees, more than 2 lakh, then 1000 rupees. And in case of any other case, your appeal filing fees will be the 250 rupees. So guys, this you have to, like this you have to file in the form number 35, along with the statement of fact, along with the ground of appeal, along with the copy of order or intimation of AO, and along with the filing fees. And this entire set is known as the memorandum of appeal. This entire set, this everything is known as the memorandum of appeal. You have to file this. Now guys, question is that, sir, when we file the appeal at the Joint Commissioner appeal or CIT appeal, then till what time they will give the judgment? Means within what time, what there is any time limit that within that time they will give the judgment? Answer is yes. Time limit is there, but this is advisory time limit. Lawmaker says that here time limit is a 1 year from the end of the financial year in which appeal was filed. So suppose appeal file in this financial year, then within 1 year from the end of that financial year, here CIT appeal or JC appeal will give the judgment. So CIT appeal or JC appeal will give the judgment within 1 year from the end of the financial year in which appeal was filed. But if possible, here they mention if possible, or I can say that the wherever possible, and this is the advisory time limit. This is the advisory time limit. This is not a binding time limit. This is basically an advisory time limit. This is basically advisory time limit. So in the practical life, you know that CIT appeal give many time judgment after 3 year, 4 year also. So this is the advisory time limit. Now one more point. This is the last point, point number 6. Point number 6 says that, okay guys, before filing the appeal to the Joint Commissioner appeal or CIT appeal, at least you have to pay the taxes, whatever taxes on your return income. What they are saying, that before filing the appeal at the Joint Commissioner appeal or CIT appeal, at least you must pay the taxes, whatever income declared in your return income. Now there may be one doubt in your mind, sir, whatever return income, obviously we must pay the tax on that, na. But guys, many time what happened, many assessee file the return without paying the taxes. Many assessee, there may be possibility that suppose if you file the return, you have declared the income of 50 lakh and challan number, just you have mentioned the challan number 1 and you file the return. So if you file the return without payment of tax, now if there is an assessment, so at least before filing the appeal to the CIT appeal or JC appeal, at least you have to pay the tax which is due on your return income. Because return income is declared by you only, na. Return income is declared by you only. So at least whatever tax due on your return income, at least that much tax you should pay. And only after paying that much tax, you can file the appeal to the CIT appeal or the JC appeal. Now suppose if you have not filed the if you have not filed the return, earlier you have not filed the return, then guys, whatever advance tax payable, at least advance tax payable, that much tax you should pay. After that you will file the appeal to the JC appeal or CIT appeal. But guys, in case of this advance tax, if JC appeal or CIT appeal feel, then they may accept the appeal without paying the advance tax. Means don't worry, if you have not paid the advance tax, then also they may accept the appeal. You got my point or not? Yes. So just read the point number 4, point number 5 and point number 6. Just read point number 4, 5 and 6. Yes, people, done. Now we are going to start with the next part, that is appeal to the ITAT. ITAT appeal means like income tax appellate tribunal appeal, ITAT appeal. And guys, here section covered is 252 to 255. In appeal topic, there is no need to remember the section number. In appeal topic, there is no need to remember the section number. In the revision part, yes, you must remember the section number 263, 264, that we will discuss later. But in the appeal part, if you will not able to remember the section number, then also it's okay. Just remember the concept. Now guys, you know that in case of the CIT appeal and JC appeal, the judgment will be given by the one person. Judgment will be given by the one person, that is CIT appeal or JC appeal. There will be a one person, means one judge will give the judgment. But guys, in case of the ITAT, income tax appellate tribunal appeal, there will be always a benches. We call it the bench. We call it bench. Bench means panel of judges. Means normally in any case, guys, there will be a two judge. Normally in any case, there will be a two judge. One member is called your accountant member and one member is called your judicial member. So normally in case of the ITAT, guys, the judgment will be given by the two judges and one will be the accountant member and one is the judicial member. Now your doubt will be, sir, who can become the accountant member? Guys, a chartered accountant can become the accountant member if he has completed the practice of the 25 years. Earlier that limit was 10 years, but Narendra Modi ji changed the limit and they says that no, 25 year of practice. If you did the 25 year of practice, then you can become the judge of the ITAT. But that is not part of our syllabus. So what I am saying that normally in case of ITAT, judgment will be given by the panel of the judges, or you can say that the bench. So normally there will be a division bench. Division bench means there are two judges. There will always be a two judge. One is the accountant member, one is the judicial member. Now, if case is very small case, means your total income is basically not more than 50 lakh. Means if your total income of the SSC is not more than 50 lakh now, then judgment can be given by the single member bench also. Single member bench means there will be only one judge. There will be only one judge. So if that SSC case is very small, his total income is up to 50 lakh rupees, that is not more than 50 lakh, then judgment will be given by the single member judge, single member bench, or that is called your single member bench, or one judge, you can say that. Now guys, many times what happens, suppose if any member is very crucial, then ITAT can constitute the special bench also. You must heard in your office that this judgment is given by the special bench of the Bombay ITAT, or this judgment is given by the Chennai bench, special bench judgment. Special bench means when in any bench there are 3 judges, 5 judges, 7 judges, 9 judges, 11 judges, then it will be known as the special bench. So whenever there is any crucial matter, then there will be, like, you know, that 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 judges. That bench is known as the special bench. So you must heard that there is a special bench. Answer is yes, there is a special bench. Special bench means when there are judges are more than 2, that is called your special bench. And normally in the odd number there will be a judges like 3, 5, 7, 9 and all. So on the majority basis they can give the judgment. Now guys, question is that suppose for an example, in case of the divisional bench, when there are 2 judges and both judges are equally divided, means one judge says that this expenditure should be allowed, other judge says that no, this expenditure should not be allowed. Then sir, what will happen if both judges divided? Means one judge says that no, this expenditure should be allowed, one says that no, expenditure should not be allowed. Then what will happen? If on any particular issue, if both judges are divided, then that case will be referred to the president of the ITAT. That case will be referred to the president of the ITAT. There is a president of the ITAT. And guys, president of ITAT will refer again that case to some other member, other judge of the ITAT. Means here president of the ITAT will refer this case to the other member of the ITAT, means other judge of the ITAT. And guys, whatever judgment will be given by that member on the majority basis, they will issue that judgment. So whatever point, for an example, on the expenditure P, one judge says that allow, one judge says that disallowed, then this matter will be referred to the president of the ITAT. President of ITAT will refer that matter to the any other judge, other member, and that other member will give the judgment on the basis of the majority. They will give that judgment. Now, sir, question is that within what time we should file the appeal to the ITAT? ITAT appeal you have to file within 60 days from the date of receipt of the order. So when you receive the order, like normally if you receive the CIT or Joint Commissioner order, Joint Commissioner appeal order, so JC appeal or CIT appeal order, if you received within 60 days, you have to file the appeal to the ITAT. Now, what is the form? Guys, here form number 36. Here form number is 36. So 36 is a form number. Like in the CIT appeal, that form number was 35. Here form number 36. Along with the same, a copy of the order against which you are filing the appeal. Second is a memorandum of second is a statement of fact. Third is a grounds of appeal, and one is the appeal filing fees. One is the appeal filing fees, and this all total set is known as the memorandum of appeal. Now question is that, sir, what is the appeal filing fees here? So appeal filing fees is, guys, if your assessed income is up to 1 lakh, then there is a fees of 500 rupees. If your assessed income is more than 1 lakh up to 2 lakh, then appeal filing fees is a 1500. But suppose if your assessed income is more than 2 lakh, then guys, there will be a fees of 1% of assessed income, but maximum can be 10,000. So 1% of assessed income or maximum can be 10,000. 1% of assessed income or maximum can be 10,000. Now, in case of any other issue, means issue is not related to assessed income, then your fees will be the 500. Now, one more point, there is a, if application is made for the stay of the demand, stay of demand. Now, what is the meaning of stay of demand? I will explain you. If application is made for stay of demand, then there will be a fees of the 500. Now, one more point, suppose department file the appeal, because department can file the appeal to the ITAT. If department is filing the appeal now, then there is no fees to department. Department will not pay any fees. Department is not going to pay any fees. So what I am saying, that try to understand, all people pay attention. Here we are discussing about the appeal to the ITAT. So in case of the ITAT, we have to give the form number 36. So there is a form number 36. And if along with the form number 36, you have to attach the copy of the order against which you are filing the appeal. Again, you have to give your statement of fact. What are the fact? Again, you have to give the grounds of appeal, on what basis you are making the appeal, and appeal filing fees. This total set, entire set, is known as the memorandum of appeal that you have to file to the ITAT. Now, guys, question is that till what time ITAT will give the judgment? So, guys, ITAT will give the judgment within 4 years from the end of the financial year. 4 years from the end of the financial year in which appeal was filed. So, suppose appeal is filed in this particular year, then, guys, within 4 years, ITAT will give the judgment, but wherever possible. Wherever possible means this time limit is also an advisory time limit. This time limit is also an advisory time limit. Here there is an advisory time limit, and within 4 years, ITAT will give the judgment. So ITAT will give the judgment within the 4 years from the end of the year in which appeal was received by the ITAT or you filed the appeal. But this is the advisory time limit. So in the practical life, if you know that ITAT judgment is coming after 6 years also or 7 years also. So this is the advisory time limit. One more point, sir, which order we will file the appeal to the ITAT, means which order can be challenged at the ITAT level. So guys, at the ITAT level, you can challenge if you received any order of the Joint Commissioner appeal or CIT appeal. So Joint Commissioner appeal or CIT appeal or appeal order is received, then you can file you or department can file the appeal to the ITAT level. Now you remember that assessing officer passed the assessment order with the direction of the DRP. You heard that we have discussed one concept called DRP under section 144C, and under section 144C, DRP was the team of 3 CIT, you know. If assessee was the non-resident or foreign company or any other assessee, in his case, when the case was transferred to TPO, and due to TPO order, there is a variation in the assessment order. Then guys, they will send the draft order first, and again draft order. If you are not satisfied, then you can file an objection to the DRP. You can file the objection to the DRP. You can file the objection to the DRP. DRP will give the direction to the assessing officer, and according to the direction of DRP, AO will pass the assessment order. So guys, if there is a DRP direction order, then directly appeal will be filed at ITAT level. You only told me at that time that directly appeal will be filed at ITAT level. So if there is an order of AO passed on the basis of direction of the DRP, then directly file appeal to the ITAT level. Now next is a revisional order under section 263. Now what is the revisional order under section 263? Today we will discuss. Third is a order of AO passed with the approval of the CIT PCIT under section 144BA that we will discuss in the GAR topic. There is a one topic called GAR. So in GAR topic we will discuss about the 144BA, and under section 144BA if any order is passed by AO with the approval of CIT PCIT, directly appeal will be filed at ITET level. Now next is any order of the CIT or CCIT or DIT or DGIT or PCIT or PCCIT or DGIT or PDGIT, then directly file appeal at the ITET. So in simple word, how you can remember, guys, either if there is a joint commissioner order or CIT appeal order. So joint commissioner appeal order or CIT appeal order, file appeal to the ITET. Second, you can remember the direction of the DRP. Due to the direction of DRP, if any order is passed by AO, directly file appeal to the ITET. Now guys, third is the revisional order under section 263, and fourth, just remember any order of the CIT, CCIT, DIT, DGIT, PCIT, PCCIT, DGIT, PDGIT, then directly file appeal to the ITET level. Like trust topic, we did the trust topic. So in trust topic, you know that commissioner may cancel your registration. So commissioner cancel the registration, then where you will file the appeal? Is you will file the appeal to the JC appeal or CIT appeal? Answer is no. When CIT, commissioner or PCIT, CIT or PCIT cancel your registration, directly you will file appeal at ITET level. Directly you file appeal at the ITET level. So in simple word, you can remember that if any order of the CIT or CCIT or DIT or DGIT or PCIT or PCCIT or PDIT or PDGIT, then directly you can file appeal at the ITET level. So if this authority passed the order, then directly file appeal at ITET level. Like commissioner rejected your application of registration, trust registration. Or suppose if he has cancelled your registration, then you can file the appeal here directly. You can file appeal directly to the ITET. You got my point or not? Yes. Now guys, there is a one concept is called memorandum of cross objection. Now what is the memorandum of cross objection? This is the point number 7. Now what is the memorandum of cross objection? Memorandum of cross objection, we call it MOCO. MOCO means memorandum of cross objection. Now what is the memorandum of cross objection? From name only you can understand memorandum of cross objection. Means for an example guys, if any party file the appeal, then another party can file the MOCO. Another party can file the memorandum of cross objection within 30 days from the date of receipt of notice from the ITET in the form number 36A. So what is the memorandum of cross objection? I can explain you with the help of one example. Guys, suppose for an example, in my case, CIT appeal has given one judgment. In my case, CIT appeal has given one judgment. And after CIT appeal, I won the appeal in the CIT appeal. So suppose I won. Now department filed the appeal to the ITET. So when department filed the appeal to the ITET, then I will get the notice against you, one appeal is filed by department. So within the 30 days from the date of receipt of notice from the ITET, I can file the memorandum of cross objection to the ITET. Now what is the memorandum of cross objection? In the cross objection, you will tell that their appeal is not a tenable appeal. Means their appeal is not a legitimate appeal, their appeal is not a right appeal or something. If you want to tell now, you can do the cross objection. Now cross objection, many times I can take an example. For an example, there is a one decided case law of the Supreme Court. There is a one decided case law of the Supreme Court and department filed the appeal to the ITET. When you won the case in the CIT appeal, then department filed the appeal to the ITET, then you can file the memorandum of cross objection to ITET. Okay, sir, there is a decided case law of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court says that this expenditure should be allowed. Then also department filed the appeal to the ITET. This is not a legitimate. This is not a right. They are just wasting the machinery. They are just wasting our money as well as our time and all. So if you want to tell anything against the appeal of that person, that is called memorandum of cross objection. And this memorandum of cross objection is filed by the respondent party, or you can say that the other party. Or in the second case, for an example, against you, suppose you file the appeal to the ITET. So when you file the appeal to the ITET, then department can file the MOCO, that is memorandum of cross objection. And memorandum of cross objection, they have to file within 30 days from the date of received the notice from the ITET. From the date of receipt the notice from the ITAT, they can file the MOCO. And guys, under memorandum of cross objection, there is no fees. So memorandum of cross objection can be filed without any fees. There is no fees at all. So this concept is called MOCO. So who will file the MOCO? Suppose you file the appeal to the ITAT, then department has the option to file the MOCO. Or suppose department file the appeal, then you have option to file the MOCO. But in the practical life, if you wish to file the MOCO, then only you can file the MOCO. Otherwise, in the practical life, we never file the MOCO. That is memorandum of cross objection. Means against that party appeal, if you are having some objection, then you can file the memorandum of cross objection. You got my point or not? Yes. Now guys, we are going to start with the next part. That is the stay of demand. That is very interesting. Pay attention. Guys, suppose for an example, all people pay attention. What happened? In case of one assessee, that assessee name is a Shiva. There is one assessee. That assessee name is a Shiva. Now Shiva filed the return of income. That time his income was 10 lakh. Now guys, suppose AO made the assessment and AO increased his income to the 50 lakh. AO increased his income to the 50 lakh. So when AO increase his income to the 50 lakh, then obviously assessee has to pay the taxes. Now Shiva has to pay the taxes. Shiva will get the demand notice under section 156. And demand notice you have to pay within 30 days from the date of receipt of that demand notice. Otherwise, from the 31st day, there will be an interest at the rate 1% per month or part of the month, as well as you will be treated as assessee in default. Now, question is that, suppose guys, Shiva filed the appeal to the JC appeal or CIT appeal. Just focus on my words. Suppose Shiva filed the appeal at JC appeal or CIT appeal, then Shiva has to pay that demand notice or not? Answer is yes. Demand you have to pay within 30 days. Means either you file the appeal or not file the appeal. It's your choice, but you have to pay the demand notice. Now, whatever income tax department issued the demand notice under section 156, that you have to pay within 30 days. And if you have not paid within 30 days, then you will be treated as assessee in default. So what happened in the practical life? Assessee apply for stay of demand. Now stay means just stop the demand means that is called stay. Stay means you can say that just stop that demand recovery. That is called stay. Stay means not like you have to stay in any hotel and all. No, stay means there is a stay. Stay means in Hindi we call it rok dena. Stop the demand. You can say that. That is called stay of demand. So what happened in the practical life? If you file the appeal at the CIT appeal level, then generally we request to the assessing officer only, because sir, we filed the appeal to the CIT appeal. Please give us the stay. Please give us the stay of demand. Then here assessing officer can give you the stay of demand, but mostly in the practical life, he asks you to pay some taxes, at least 30%, 20%, 25%. He will ask you to pay some taxes, some demand, and on the remaining demand, he will give you the stay, means he will stop your demand. Or you can request to the CIT appeal also. Or you can request to the CIT appeal also, okay, sir, we have filed appeal with the CIT appeal, JC appeal. So please give us the stay of demand. Then they can give the stay of demand, but that is not in our syllabus because that is not given in any section. Guys, in the practical life that happened that AO can give the stay of demand as well as the CIT appeal can also give the stay of demand. But in our syllabus, there is a question, okay, sir, can ITAT can give the stay of demand or not? And this is an expected question in the examination. This is the expected question in the examination. Now question is that can ITAT can give the stay of demand or not? ITAT means tribunal. So question is that can ITAT can give the stay of demand or not? Answer is yes, ITAT can give the stay of demand. So in examination, examiner will ask you, can ITAT, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, can give the stay of demand or not? You have to write yes, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal can give the stay of demand. But guys, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, ITAT can give the stay of demand only for the maximum 180 days. Only for the 180 days, means they will give you the stay of demand for the 180 days and on the condition that at least you have paid the 20% of your demand. Means whatever your demand, at least out of that demand, you have paid the 20% of your demand, or you have given any security of the 20%, security of the equal amount. Security means, for an example, you have given the bank guarantee. So you have given the bank guarantee or security. So at least you have given the bank guarantee of the 20%, or you have paid at least 20% of demand. Then ITET can give you the stay of demand of the 180 days. But guys, suppose within the 180 days, your appeal is not resolved. Because in case of the guys ITET, many times it is not possible to resolve the appeal within 180 days. Now, when your appeal is not resolved within 180 days, then can this period can be extended or not? Means, is that period can be extended and we can ask for the further stay or not? Right answer is yes. Lawmaker says that suppose within 180 days, if appeal is not resolved at ITET level, and there is not a mistake on the part of assessee, means this is not attributable to the assessee, means appeal was not resolved, but that is not attributable to the assessee, means delay is not attributable to the assessee. Now, what can be the attributable to the assessee? I can take an example. Suppose within the 180 days, you got the hearing, but assessee missed the hearing. You got the hearing, but you got the hearing means you are assessee and you missed the hearing. It means there is a delay in disposing of appeal, but there is a mistake of the assessee. Na? There is a delay in disposing of appeal and there is a mistake of the assessee. This is due to the mistake of the assessee, or if there is a mistake of the assessee, then guys, they will not give you the extension. They will not give you the extension, but if there is no mistake of the assessee, then they will give you the extension. So again, I am repeating, this question is an expected question in the examination, and every in 1 or 2 attempt, like after 1 or 2 attempt, they used to ask this question. So what this question says that stay of demand, can ITET can give the stay of demand or not? Right answer is ITET can give the stay of demand for maximum 180 days, but only after satisfying themselves that assessee has paid at least 20% of demand, or assessee has furnished the equal amount of the security. Now, suppose within 180 days, appeal is not resolved. Within 180 days, appeal not resolved. So if appeal is not resolved and there is not a mistake on the part of assessee, that is not due to the assessee, in that case, there can be an extension also. But guys, always remember your total time limit. Total time limit means 180 days plus extended time limit. 180 days plus extended time limit. This total time limit can be maximum 365 days. This total time limit can be the maximum 365 days, means your original time plus extended time, your total time limit can be the maximum 365 days. Now, after 365 days, your stay of demand is going to be vacated, means you have to pay the demand after 365 days. That is written in the law. So in the law, they have written that normally first time they will give you the stay of demand of the 180 days. But 180 days, they will give you a stay of demand only if you have paid the 20% of the demand or you have furnished the equal security. They will give you 180 days demand. But if within 180 days, appeal is not resolved and there is not a mistake on the part of assessee, then it can be extended. But maximum time will be 365 days. After 365 days, there will be automatically vacated. That is written in law. Now guys, what happened? There is one case law of the Supreme Court, and that case law name is a Pepsi Foods Limited. And this Pepsi Food Limited, 2-time examiner asked this case law. 2-time. Till now, 2-time they have asked this question, case law. And this case law is of 2021 Supreme Court judgment. Now question is that, sir, suppose after 365 days, appeal not resolved. Appeal not disposed of within the 365 days also. Then question is that, and there is no mistake on the part of assessee. There is no mistake on the part of assessee and appeal not resolved within 365 days. Question is that after 365 days, is that stay will be automatically vacated and assessee has to pay the tax? Even there is not a mistake on the part of assessee. Even there is not a mistake on the part of assessee, then also is assessee has to pay the tax? Assessee has to pay the tax and stay will be vacated or not? That was one question. So here Supreme Court analyzed this matter and Supreme Court says that suppose within 365 days also appeal not resolved and there is not a mistake on the part of assessee, there is a mistake of department. For an example, department has not came into the hearing. So department is not coming for hearing, or suppose the hearing is not received due to the COVID. Example, due to the COVID, suppose hearing is not received within 1 year. Then you are saying that after 365 days there will be a vacation of the stay of demand and you have to pay the taxes. This is not justified with the assessee na. So guys, here Supreme Court gave one judgment in favor of assessee in case of the Pepsi Foods Limited, and Supreme Court says that within the 365 days, suppose appeal is not resolved. Suppose appeal is not resolved within 365 days and there is no mistake on the part of assessee, there is no mistake on the part of assessee, then stay is not going to be vacated. Stay is not going to be vacated means assessee will get the more extension after 365 days also. But obviously if there is a mistake on the part of assessee, then assessee will not get any extension. You got my point or not? Yes. So I am going to give you some time. Guys, just read all 7 points. After 7 point, whatever is given, don't read that. Just read that point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4, point number 5, point number 6, as well as read this case law of the Pepsi Foods. And after that, point number 7, I am going to give you some time. After that, we will start with the difference between power of Joint Commissioner CIT appeal and ITET appeal. Just read that point. I am going to give you 3-4 minutes time. Read it. Done, people? Done? You have done, then just say done. If you have completed, then just say done. So here Supreme Court pointed out that there is no mistake on the part of SSC, then why it should be automatically vacated after 365 days? Like SSC should get the extension here. So this is case law in the favor of SSC. Say done, 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 done. Tomorrow you don't have lecture. Huh? Tomorrow I am moving to Mumbai from Pune. So in the afternoon, evening, I will leave Pune. So tomorrow you don't have the lecture. Wednesday you have the lecture. Okay. So guys, now we are going to discuss what are the difference between power between Joint Commissioner Appeal and CIT Appeal, or Joint Commissioner Appeal or CIT Appeal and ITET. So here guys, it is given here it is given for the JC Appeal and CIT Appeal, but I will call it CIT Appeal only, okay, because CIT Appeal and JC Appeal both are having the same power, because nowadays CIT Appeal and JC Appeal are same na. So JC Appeal and CIT Appeal, they are having the same power, and ITET is having some different power. So again and again I will tell you CIT Appeal and ITET, CIT Appeal and ITET, what I call CIT Appeal and ITET. So what are the power? All people pay attention. First power is, can they confirm the assessment or not? Confirm. Just look here. Don't look into your book or don't look into the board. Just focus here. Question is that, can they confirm the assessment or not? Confirm the assessment means, for an example, assessing officer, increase your income to the 50 lakh. You file the return at 10 lakh. Assessing officer, increase your income to the 50 lakh. So can they confirm that your income is a 50 lakh only? So is CIT Appeal say confirm? Same. And ITET also says that same. So can they confirm the assessment? Answer is yes. Now question is that, can they reduce the assessment or not? Means suppose you have filed the return at 10 lakh. AO increase the income to the 50 lakh. So can they reduce it to the 40 lakh or 35 lakh or not? Means can they reduce the assessment or not? Answer is yes. That's why we are filing the appeal. So guys, CIT Appeal is also having the power that they can reduce the assessment, as well as ITET Appeal can also reduce the assessment. So here CIT Appeal can also reduce the assessment, ITET can also reduce the assessment. So here confirm, yes, both can confirm the assessment. Can they reduce the assessment? Yes, both have the power to reduce the assessment. But question is that, can they enhance the assessment or not? Can they enhance the assessment or not? What do you mean by enhance the assessment? You know that enhance the assessment means, here enhance the assessment means increase your income. Enhance the assessment means increase your income. Increase your income. What do you mean by increase your income? Means, for an example, suppose you file the return at 10 lakh, AO made it 50 lakh. Can CIT Appeal make it to the 70 lakh or not? Means you were having some pain. So is they like one more punch? So you can higher pain. So is it possible? Right answer is CIT Appeal can do that. Means CIT Appeal or Joint Commissioner Appeal, they have this power that they can increase your assessment also. And guys, but ITET will not increase your assessment. ITET will give you the benefit. ITET either will deny you to give the benefit or they will give you the benefit, but they cannot increase your assessment. But guys, CIT Appeal can enhance your assessment. CIT Appeal is like an income tax department only. CIT Appeal or Joint Commissioner Appeal is like an income tax department only. They are like an assessing officer only. They can increase your assessment. Answer is yes. Can they increase the assessment? Answer is yes. So CIT Appeal and JC Appeal can increase your assessment or enhance your assessment, but ITET will not enhance your assessment. You got my point or not? Yes. So what I am saying that, can they confirm? Answer is yes. Both can confirm. Can they reduce? Answer is both can reduce. Can they enhance? Only CIT Appeal Joint Commissioner can enhance the assessment, but ITET will not enhance the assessment. Next part question is that, okay, sir, can they cancel the order of AO? Means whatever assessment made by the AO, can they cancel it? Okay, whatever assessment made by AO that is not right, just cancel it. Can they cancel it? Answer is yes, they can cancel it. They can cancel it. Means CIT Appeal is also have the power that they can cancel the assessment of AO, and here ITET also have the power that ITET can cancel the assessment of AO. But can they cancel the assessment and refer back to the AO for the fresh assessment or not? Means can they cancel the assessment, and refer back to the AO for fresh assessment. Just do the fresh assessment. What you did it, just cancel it. So they cancel it and ask AO to do the fresh assessment. Guys, CIT appeal, Joint Commissioner appeal, they can cancel the assessment, but they cannot refer back to AO for fresh assessment. Means they have to do the assessment. Like if JC appeal or CIT appeal wants to cancel the assessment, they can cancel the assessment, but they cannot refer back to assessing officer for fresh assessment. They cannot refer back. Means they have to do the assessment, they have to do the work. They cannot ask the assessing officer to do the fresh assessment. But guys, ITET has the power. ITET has the power that ITET can cancel the assessment and refer back to AO for the fresh assessment, and ITET can tell the assessing officer to do the fresh assessment. So ITET has the power that ITET can do the assessing of ITET can ask to do the fresh assessment by the assessing officer. So here, cancel the assessment, both have the power, but refer back to AO for fresh assessment. CIT appeal, Joint Commissioner appeal cannot refer back to AO for fresh assessment, but ITET can refer back to AO for the fresh assessment. Now next part is, sir, can they condone the delay or not? Because appeal filing time limit is a 30 days or 60 days. Question is that, can they condone the delay or not? Answer is yes, both can condone the delay. Means here JC appeal, CIT appeal as well as ITET, both can condone the delay, both can allow the delay. Means after 30 days or after 60 days, if you are filing the appeal and if there is a genuine reason, they can condone the delay. Next is, can they make the further inquiries or not? Means suppose if you file the appeal and here they wants to make some further inquiries, can they do that? Answer is yes. CIT appeal can also do that. ITET can also do that. They have the power to make the further inquiries. If they want to make some further inquiries, they can do that. Now next part is, sir, can they do the rectification of mistake or not? Rectification of mistake means, suppose they have passed the order and in order there is a mistake. And mistake is apparent on record. If there is an order and in order there is a mistake and that mistake is apparent on record, so they can rectify that mistake or not? Answer is yes, guys. Here CIT appeal, JC appeal can also rectify, as well as here ITET can also rectify. But section are different, time limit are different. You know that JC appeal and CIT appeal is basically IT authority. And if you remember, we did one section 154 in the assessment, and in 154 we have discussed that any income tax authority pass any assessment order or any type of the intimation, and if there is a mistake apparent on the record, they can rectify within the 4 years from the end of the financial year in which order containing mistake was passed. So here guys, JC appeal and CIT appeal is an income tax authority now, so they can rectify under section 154, they can rectify under section 154. But ITET can rectify under section 254. For the ITET, there is guys new section that is 254, and ITET can rectify within the 6 months from the end of the month in which order was passed. Here, and this is the expected question in the examination. This is the expected question in the examination. Sir, can ITET can rectify their order or not? Answer is yes. If there is a mistake apparent on the record, if there is a mistake apparent on record means there is not a debatable mistake, then ITET can rectify their order within the 6 months from the end of the month in which original order was passed. So suppose original order was passed in the month of the December, so December end, and after that 6 months is a June end. So till June end, they will pass the rectified order. So here rectification can be done by the ITET, and ITET can done the rectification within 6 months from the end of the month in which original order was passed. Now one more point guys here, like that a rectification can be done by ITET either on the own motion, or suppose mistake is brought by the like assessee ask ITET to do the rectification, or suppose department ask ITET to do the rectification, then they can like rectify it within 6 months from the end of the month in which original order was passed. So question is that can the rectification can be done by the CIT appeal, ITET or not? So CIT appeal can do the rectification under section 154, that is 4 years from the end of the financial year in which order containing mistake was passed. And here guys, ITET can rectify within the 6 months from the end of the month in which original order was passed. Now rectification is possible, but question is that can they review their order or not? Can they review their order? Review is possible or not? Review means guys, whatever order passed by authority means passed by this authority earlier just change the view, just take the another view, that is called review. So is review is possible or not? Is review is possible or not means can they take the another view? Means earlier view whatever they have taken that was other view, now they want to take the another view, that is called review. If you follow the cricket then you know that DRS system, like that is this is the review system. So question is that can they review their order or not? Means suppose CIT appeal earlier passed the order and after some time they think that oh this should be like this, so can they review and change the order decision? Can they, like ITET can change their judgment? Answer is no. Guys, review petition is not possible against CIT appeal and ITET appeal. So CIT appeal also don't have the power of review. ITET also don't have the power of review. In India, guys, only Supreme Court review their judgment. If Supreme Court has given the any judgment, then Supreme Court can review their judgment. Only Supreme Court has the power that Supreme Court can review their judgment. And guys, there is a one case law of the Meghalaya is still Supreme Court judgment, and Supreme Court says that High Court can also review their judgment. So if anyone asks you who can review their judgment, only Supreme Court and High Court in India can review their judgment. Other authority cannot review their judgment. Other authority don't have power to review the judgment. Like judgment can be reviewed only by the High Court or Supreme Court. So High Court or Supreme Court can review their judgment. Other SSC cannot review their judgment. So in simple word, guys, you know that earlier, if you remember, then in India, earlier that LGBT community, if any person is like a girl want to stay with the girl or boy want to stay with the boy, that was not allowed earlier. You know that in India, it was a crime. It was a crime, and that judgment was given by Supreme Court. Supreme Court mentioned that it is a crime. But Congress government was in the power. That time Congress government filed one review petition. You must heard about the review petition. So Congress government filed the review petition and they asked it should be, sir, you should review your judgment. So Supreme Court again review their earlier judgment. And they have changed the judgment. They have given the different judgment. So this is called review. Means again review your original judgment and give the other view. That is called review. Guys, this review petition can be filed only with the Supreme Court and High Court. Only Supreme Court and High Court has the power to review their judgment. CIT appeal or ITET don't have the power to review their judgment. They cannot review their judgment. Whatever judgment is given by them, that is the final judgment. If there is a mistake, they can do the rectification is possible, but review is not possible. 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 You got my point or not? Yes. Now next part. Sir, can they allow us to take the additional grounds of appeal? Additional grounds of appeal. Now, what do you mean by the additional grounds of appeal? Additional grounds of appeal means, for an example, when earlier you filed the appeal now, that time you were aware about the 4 case laws. Means your reference case laws were the 4 case laws. So you were aware about only 4 case laws. Okay, this 4 case laws are in your favor. So just you have given the as a ground this 4 case laws. But after some time, you realize that, oh, there is a one very interesting case law that we miss. So now we want to give that additional grounds of appeal. Question is that, is it possible? Answer is yes, it is possible. Additional grounds of appeal. Can you give the additional grounds of appeal? Answer is yes, you can give the additional grounds of appeal, and CIT appeal as well as ITET both will admit the additional grounds of appeal. They will admit the additional grounds of appeal. So during the appeal, suppose if you found that, oh, there is a one more basis on which we can win the case. So suppose in any additional grounds of appeal you want to present, can you do that? Answer is yes, you can do that, and additional grounds of appeal will be admitted by the CIT appeal as well as the ITET. So both have the power, both can admit your additional grounds of appeal. But now this is the one very interesting question. Can they admit the additional evidences or not? Additional evidences, and this is the expected question in the examination. So can they admit the additional evidences? Evidences means, guys, something which you have not furnished or produced before the income tax authority and directly you want to furnish or produce against the appellate authority. That is called additional evidence. Additional evidence means, I can take an example. Suppose, guys, there was one bill was missing and earlier you have not produced against the income tax authority. AO asked you about the bill, but you have not produced. But now you got the bill, or suppose if there is a credit confirmation, can you give in front of the appellate authority or not? That is called additional evidence. Evidence means something which earlier you have not presented, but now you want to present in front of the CIT appeal or ITED. Is it possible or not? Guys, CIT appeal can admit the additional evidences in the 4 cases. There are 4 conditions. And if the 4 condition, if any one condition is satisfied, then CIT appeal can admit the additional evidences. Now, what are the 4 conditions that is given on the next page? Guys, this 4 condition, first condition is, suppose when this evidence you have submitted to the AO also, but AO rejected that. Means you have produced in front of the AO also, but AO rejected that. In that particular case, the CIT appeal or JC appeal will admit that additional evidence. Second is, AO completed the assessment without giving sufficient opportunity of being heard. Means without giving sufficient opportunity to produce such evidence, and AO has completed the assessment. Means AO has completed the assessment without giving sufficient opportunity to produce the evidence, and AO has completed the assessment. So in that case, CIT appeal can admit the evidence, additional evidence. Or guys, suppose AO demanded that evidence, but assessee could not furnish that evidence that time, but due to some genuine reason or due to some sufficient cause. Means AO demanded such evidence, but assessee could not produce or could not furnish that evidence due to the sufficient cause. And last part, where AO have not demanded that evidence, assessee also not submitted, but assessee want to submit that time, but due to sufficient cause, assessee could not submit that time. In 4 cases, here JC appeal or CIT appeal can admit the additional evidence. So what I am saying, that try to understand. Here guys, JC appeal or CIT appeal can admit the additional evidences in the 4 cases. First is assessee submitted but AO rejected. Assessee submitted but AO rejected. Second is AO completed the assessment without giving the sufficient opportunity to produce the evidences. Next is AO demanded, but assessee could not submit due to some sufficient reason. Last is AO not demanded, assessee could not furnish due to some sufficient reason. Then guys, in 4 cases, here CIT appeal or JC appeal will admit the additional evidence. Now sir, when ITED can admit the additional evidences, guys, ITED can admit the additional evidences in the 2 cases. One is when ITED feel that here income tax authority has not given you the sufficient opportunity to produce the evidence. Either like ITED feel that income tax authority has not given you to sufficient opportunity to produce the evidence, or second, ITED feel that that evidence is very important. That evidence is very necessary to complete the appeal. This evidence is very necessary to decide the case. In that particular case, here ITED can admit the evidences. So in simple word guys, CIT appeal or JC appeal can admit the additional evidence in this 4 cases, and like here ITED can admit the additional evidences in this 2 particular cases. You got my point or not? Yes. Now next part is related to, sir, they can give the stay of demand or not? Answer is yes. Stay is possible na. So stay of demand is possible. Here means JC appeal, CIT appeal as well as ITED, they can give the stay of demand. Now next part is, question is that can they award the cost or not? Can they award the cost? Award the cost means in case of the frivolous appeal, award the cost. Guys, award the cost means basically, award the cost means, award means not like trophy. Okay, they will give you a trophy. Okay, now you won the case. Oh, great. Not trophy. Award the cost means, many times what happens, suppose like other party filed the appeal, and that appeal is like, that irrelevant appeal. Many times it is possible that some other party filed the irrelevant appeal. Means that appeal should not be filed because there are some decided judgment, and that judgment says that like already decided judgment, then also filing the appeal. So other party may request, na sir, due to this appeal, I have to send my chartered accountant or I have to send my advocate, and there is a cost involved in this. So just give me the cost. Just give me my cost. That is called award of the cost. So question is that can CIT appeal or ITET appeal has the power to award the cost to the other party? Answer is here guys, ITET has the power but CIT appeal don't have the power. Means CIT appeal or JC appeal, they don't have the power to award the cost to the other party, but here ITET has the power. ITET can give the award to the other party, award the cost to the other party. So suppose for an example, department filed the appeal, then assessee can request, sir, this appeal is already, case is decided by Supreme Court, sir. Again and again they are filing the appeal only to just to like wasting the money and my time and my chartered accountant fees and all. Just please ask them to pay me. So that is called award of cost. So this power is with the ITET. There is no power with the CIT appeal or JC appeal. And last is power to reject the appeal. So can they reject the appeal or not? Answer is yes. Both have the power. Both can reject the appeal. Means here JC appeal, CIT appeal, as well as the ITET can reject the appeal. So if they feel that appeal is not a tenable appeal, or suppose appeal is not filed within the time limit, or appeal is like, you know, that not in the right appeal, in that particular case, they may reject the appeal. After that, guys, this is the completion of your appeal at the ITET level, CIT appeal level. Next is a High Court appeal. Guys, High Court appeal will be filed when you receive the order of the ITET. Then within 120 days, you will file the appeal to the High Court. But High Court appeal is possible only if there is a question of law. And all appeal form as well as fees as well as procedure is going to be governed by the Civil Procedure Code 1908. This is going to be governed by the Civil Procedure Code 1908, and the Supreme Court appeal you can file within 90 days when you receive the High Court order. So again, High Court order, you can file the appeal to the Supreme Court within the 90 days. And guys, High Court, Supreme Court both have the power of review. Review power is with the High Court as well as the Supreme Court, and everything will be governed by the Civil Procedure Code, Code of Civil Procedure. Okay, done. So this is the completion of the appeal. So we have discussed the appeal, and in appeal we have discussed the JC or CIT appeal, after that ITET, after that High Court, and after that Supreme Court. Now you have the 10 minutes break. After 10 minutes break, we will start with the revision. After that, we will start with the revision. I request you please read whatever given in the difference between power of JC appeal or CIT appeal and ITET, and also read this page, that is notes 1 and 2 and 3, appeal filing fees. Done. So this is the completion of appeal. Just take a break for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we'll start with the revision.